Interstellar Comet 3I Atlas undergoes third color shift, now turns blue. Interstellar Comet 3I Atlas has surprised astronomers by undergoing a third distinct color change. After showing a reddish hue and then green, it has now developed a bluish tint. What we know so far. 3I Atlas is the third confirmed interstellar object detected passing through our solar system, following 1I Oumuamua and 2I Borisov. It was discovered on July 1, 2025, by the Atlas Survey Telescope in Chile. In early observations, the Comet, a cloud of gas and dust around the nucleus, appeared reddish, likely because of dust and irradiated organic compounds. In September observations, the color shifted to green, possibly due to gases such as diatomic carbon C or cyanide becoming more prominent. The latest data indicate a move towards blue hue. Scientists suggest this may be due to gases like carbon monoxide or ammonia escaping from the comet's surface as it nears the sun. Why is this significant? Color changes in comets usually reflect changes in their composition or physical processes. Dust vs. gas, different molecules emitting light. A third shift is rare and raises questions about the internal structure or volatile content of this object. Since 3I Atlas comes from outside our solar system, its composition gives us a rare opportunity to test how comet-like bodies form in other star systems. Its unusual behavior suggests its origin and history may differ significantly from typical solar system comets. The blue color, if confirmed, suggests that the coma may now be dominated by gases rather than dust, which is atypical for comets in our system and hints at exotic chemistry. Current status and what to watch. 3I Atlas passed its perihelion closest point to the Sun on October 29, 2025. It is expected to make its closest approach to Earth on December 19, 2025, at roughly 270 million kilometers 18 AU distance. Observations are ongoing with telescopes ground and space-based to monitor the color evolution, tail growth, gas emissions, and to determine its volatile inventory and nucleus size or composition. The interstellar visitor 3I Atlas continues to fascinate, originally appearing red, then green, and now bluish tinted. This cosmic wanderer from beyond our solar system is rewriting the usual rules for comets. Its evolving color, tail, and volatile emissions are offering scientists a rare window into outer system cometary chemistry and reminding us how much remains unknown about the universe's icy bodies. First aircraft lands at Mosul International Airport after 11 years. Mosul's airport has officially reopened for commercial use after more than a decade of inactivity. The facility, largely out of service since the city's occupation by Islamic State in 2014, welcomed its first commercial flight on November 6, 2025, marking a major milestone in the region's reconstruction. The airport, originally established and used as a civilian facility, was captured by IS in June 2014 when Mosul fell during the group's rapid expansion across Iraq and Syria. In February 2017, Iraqi forces retook Mosul, including the airport. Subsequent years saw extensive damage assessment, demining, and reconstruction efforts. On November 6-7, depending on time zone, a domestic flight from Iraqi Airways departed from Mosul to Baghdad, the first commercial service from the airport in 11 years. Officials say the airport is now equipped with a modern terminal, VIP lounge, upgraded radar systems, and expects to handle up to 630,000 passengers and 30,000 tons of cargo annually. The reopening is expected to boost economic recovery in Nineveh province, enhance domestic connectivity, and eventually expand to international flights. The reopening of the Mosul airport is symbolic and practical. Symbolic, it signals that the city, once held by a militant group, is on a path toward normalcy and reintegration. Practical, restoring air connectivity supports trade, tourism, investment, and rebuilding efforts in a region that endured prolonged conflict. Experts view this as a key step in Iraq's broader infrastructure and aviation sector revival. While this is a major step, several hurdles remain. Security must remain stable, infrastructure fully operational, and international carriers need to be drawn to commit. The airport's full potential will depend on the surrounding region's ability to sustain growth and security. Tony Blair's political trajectory, from staunch advocate of the Iraq War to architect of a contentious post-war role in the Gaza Strip, paints a story of power, influence, and controversy. Born in Edinburgh in 1953, Blair rose rapidly within the British Labour Party to become Prime Minister of the United Kingdom UK from 1997 to 2007. Initially celebrated as a moderniser who rebranded Labour as New Labour, Blair delivered domestic reforms such as the minimum wage, devolution of Scotland and Wales, and expansions in LGBT+ rights that boosted his popularity. On the international front, he embraced an interventionist foreign policy aligned closely with the George W. Bush administration. Britain joined the 2001 campaign in Afghanistan and, most controversially, the 2003 invasion of Iraq, based on claims of weapons of mass destruction (WMDs), which later proved unfounded. The Iraq War deeply tarnished Blair's legacy. A 2016 inquiry, the Chilcot Inquiry, criticized his decision-making and the intelligence basis for the war. Upon leaving office, Blair did not fade away. He maintained a central role in global governance. From 2007 to 2015, he served as Special Envoy for the Quartet on the Middle East, and in 2016 founded the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change (TIGCC). At the same time, he engaged in commercial advisory work via firms such as Tony Blair Associates, providing consultancy to governments and corporations. Critics argue these relationships blur the boundary between public service and private gain. These roles allowed Blair to extend his reach globally. He became a mediator, advisor, and fundraiser in diverse contexts. His shift from national leader to global operator exemplifies how modern politicians can convert political capital into institutional and financial networks. In 2025, Blair re-emerged on the world stage when he became central to a plan that could see him lead a transitional authority in Gaza. Under the proposed Gaza International Transitional Authority (JITA), backed by the Donald Trump administration, Blair is poised to chair a board overseeing Gaza's post-war governance for up to 5 years. The idea resurrects echoes of international interventions such as post-war Iraq and Kosovo, and inflation of Blair's role into something more akin to a global technocrat. Still, his involvement draws heavy criticism. Many in the Arab world view him as a symbol of Western interventionism and a principal architect of the Iraq fiasco. Already, the Palestinian Authority has given preliminary nods to working with him. Blair's trajectory highlights several key dynamics of power today. How political visibility and international networks allow former national leaders to pivot into global governance roles. How financial and institutional spheres reinforce that pivot. Consultancy, think tanks, advisory boards become engines of influence and revenue. How legacy and memory matter. Blair's Iraq record continues to shadow his ambitions in Gaza, making his proposed role deeply contentious. How power brokers operate increasingly across borders. His dealings in the Middle East, Central Asia, and beyond show how national leadership morphs into global operating platform. From championing new labor reforms in 1990s Britain to spearheading wartime intervention and then shifting into the orbit of global networks, Tony Blair stands as a case study in political evolution. His proposed role in Gaza crystallizes his transformation. A former prime minister turned international fixer, yet burdened by the moral and reputational costs of his past. Whether he can steer Gaza's future or whether his past will undercut that mission is a question the world now watches closely.